Welcome to another Movie Buff. So, coming up, we've got Russell Brand talking about making it big in Hollywood, McKenzie Crook explaining his new controversial movie, and Elijah Wood getting all nervous about meeting John Hurt.
Oh, hey. You're welcome to join us, obviously, if you like.
Okay.
Dream of what?
Here's Russell Brand proving that as well as being a comedian, presenter, author and journalist, he can also hold his own on the big screen. The big-haired Brit stars in romantic comedy Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Can you get out of my leg, please, hotel man?
You sound like you're from London.
He plays sexy rock star Aldous Snow, the guy who famous actress Sarah Marshall, played by Kristen Bell, is dating. Only problem is Sarah's ex, Jason Segel, ends up in the same holiday resort as the happy couple. Now he's not over the split, so finds it a little tricky seeing them together.
Peter, what are you doing here?
Came here to murder you.
Playing a cool rocker, Russell's role did involve a degree of nudity and singing.
Oh, I long to be, is it wrong to be inside you?
Hard to believe, but even Russ found filming this scene a bit tricky.
I found it a little bit embarrassing because you sort of have to be all confident and like, yeah, ooh, look at me. And sometimes I feel sometimes shy.
Yeah, right. Now, we obviously all know who Mr. Russell Brand is, but he's new to American audiences.
They think that I'm a scarecrow that's come to life. They think it's Wurzel Gummidge, but just happening for real. I've told them Wurzel Gummidge is a documentary, and they don't believe it. Not being famous after you've been famous is a bit odd, but like it's all right. It's sort of the film's out now. It's all it's all behind me.
From the makers of The 40-Year-Old Virgin and Knocked Up, Forgetting Sarah Marshall is a truly funny, sophisticated rom-com that'll please boys as well as girls. And as for Russell, well, it's his first major role in a Hollywood movie. And if the reaction so far is anything to go by, it won't be his last. They've had unions picketing their premiere, but Pirate star McKenzie Crook, Bond girl Gemma Arterton, Star Trek actor Colm Meaney and Imelda Staunton, with an Irish accent in this film, aren't letting it get them down. Three and Out is about a tube driver who has the misfortune to run down two people before his colleagues tell him about a little-known rule at London Underground, the one that no one talks about. 3 under within a month and you're out, earning yourself 10 years' salary in one lump sum. Of course, this is completely untrue, but how far do you go for an easy life?
I was wondering if you'd be interested in throwing yourself in front of my train. I'll pay you, of course.
Jeez, that's a fantastic deal. How could I refuse?
So what do the stars think about it?
The setup to me was hilarious.
Right, yeah.
I mean, this is a guy going around looking for somebody to kill themselves so he can have an easier life.
If it's not all doom and gloom, why did one scene in particular have the crew in floods of tears?
We're such good actors. Right?
That's it. It just comes down to that, I guess. No, I mean, it is a very emotional climax to the movie, and you know, there's other emotional bits throughout the movie as well. It's not a carry-on film, you know. It's quite there's poignant bits in it, but as Colm says, it is hilariously funny.
How about your leading ladies then? Because you've done all right for yourselves, boys.
Oh, thank you very much.
Now we'll start with Imelda. Did you help on the old accent?
Did I help her? Not at all. She is the consummate accent actress. When I heard she was doing it, I was like, oh. You know, it's just, this is the most amazing actress around, you know, one of the greats.
And Gemma, you appear to have a Bond girl before Bond even does.
Yep.
That's something for the CV.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. But I mean, it was a joy to work with her. She's incredible. She's going to be a massive star. I mean, she probably is already by now. What's the time? Yeah. So that was absolute joy.
Come on, Mackenzie. Surely it was more than just a joy to have some one-on-one screen time with Gemma.
No way is it in any way erotic.
I mean, a little bit.
Well, they keep the room very, very warm because we're taking our clothes off, and so all these camera assistants are very sweaty, and there's the overpowering smell of testosterone in the room. It's not a great thing.
All in all, if you do like your films to be British and the humour in them to be dark, this could be the movie for you. Just remember to mind the gap.
I believe in the number pi.
From Frodo Baggins to a maths student turned detective, Elijah Wood is back on the big screen, starring opposite veteran British actor John Hurt.
in the golden section, the Fibonacci series.
Based on the award-winning novel of the same title, The Oxford Murders is set in Oxford in 1993. It's about a professor and his student who have to work together to stop a potential series of murders seemingly linked by mathematical symbols. Don't panic, you don't have to be a maths genius to get this film. John says you just need to love a good murder mystery.
Most thrillers are like best way I can put it is like a sort of jigsaw puzzle. All the bits are worked out and they fit in nicely, this, that and the other. And this one was, the plot was developed right in front of your eyes and was as much a surprise to the protagonist in the piece as it was to the audience.
I talked with the forensic expert.
Now, Lord of the Rings star Elijah's used to working with big-name actors. Ian McKellen, Liv Tyler, Cate Blanchett. You get the picture. But he reckons he was still a bit scared about meeting the legendary Mr. Hurt.
I was very nervous. I remember before we started rehearsals, he invited me out to dinner, and I was really scared. Yeah, with Anwin and Pam was there as well, so we all went out to dinner, and I was very nervous. It was the first time I met him. And I was waiting for him in the bar of the restaurant, and he brought his significant other as well, so it was sort of made more comfortable that way, which was sort of great. But he was great and hilarious, but there is something very intense about him as well.
The film was shot on location in London and Oxford, but if you thought being a movie star was all pampering and posh trailers, Elijah and his co-star Leonore Watling say think again.
We shot in,
Locations were called.
Yeah, all of these locations, all of our interiors in London were in these sort of like abandoned buildings, right? No interior heating whatsoever. And it oftentimes was colder inside than it was outside.
It's a hard life being a mega movie star. If you like your films a bit complicated with plenty of twists and turns, this is the one for you. And make sure you check out the retro 90s mobiles and then thank the Lord, or rather the technical boffins, for your super slim flip phone.